Hey everybody, and welcome to another deep dive. This time we're going on a road trip. A road trip into the world of phantom hitchhikers.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah, we've got a ton of stories. Cases, theories, all that good stuff. Buckle up.
You know, it's funny. These stories, they really get under your skin. You think about being on a dark road, all alone, and then, boom, someone appears out of nowhere.
Right. It's like that feeling when you're driving late at night and you see someone walking on the side of the road. Part of you wants to help, but then there's that other part, that little voice whispering, "This is a good idea."
Exactly. And that's where the Phantom Hitchhiker comes in. It takes that everyday fear and cranks it up to 11.
So let's break it down. What exactly are we talking about when we say phantom hitchhiker?
Well, it usually starts with the driver picking up a hitchhiker, often on a desolate road, late at night. Everything seems normal at first, but then, poof, the hitchhiker vanishes into thin air.
Leaving the driver
Well,
freaked out.
to say the least. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. The real mystery is who these hitchhikers are and why they're appearing.
Right. And that's where the different variations come in. It's not just one type of phantom hitchhiker story, is it?
Oh no, there are so many different flavors of spooky. One of the most common is the lost lover. Imagine, you pick up a beautiful woman, dressed to the nines, maybe going to a dance or a party, but then her destination turns out to be, well, the place where she died years ago.
Heartbreaking and terrifying all at the same time. Like these spirits are trapped, unable to move on, searching for something or someone they lost.
Exactly. And then you have the warning hitchhiker, a more mysterious figure who offers cryptic advice or warnings that later turn out to be true, often saving the driver from danger.
It's like a spectral guardian angel.
Mm.
But with the side of creepy, are they trying to help or are they playing some kind of cosmic game?
We may never know. And
Yeah.
then on the more benevolent side, we have the guardian spirit hitchhiker.
The friendly ghosts. I love those. Tell me more.
These hitchhikers often appear as kindly figures, guiding you through a storm, helping you fix a flat tire, even warning you about an upcoming hazard. They're often described as resembling someone with a local connection, a spirit tied to the area, protecting those who pass through.
So these stories could be tapping into local legends and folklore as much as anything else. It's not just about traditional ghosts, but about the spirits of place, the energy that lingers in certain areas.
Absolutely. And speaking of history, these stories are not a new phenomenon. They've been around for centuries.
Centuries, really. Do we have any examples of ancient phantom hitchhiker stories?
Oh, yeah. Take Hawaii, for example. There's a legend about a hitchhiker who is believed to be the goddess Pele. If you encounter a mysterious woman on the roadside, you better offer her a ride or face some serious bad luck.
Even goddesses need a lift sometimes. But let's be real. Not everyone believes these are supernatural encounters. Some people are looking for a more scientific explanation. So what's the deal? Are we talking about real ghosts? Or is there something else going on here?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? The age-old debate. Are these stories real or just really good campfire tales?
And I bet there's no easy answer, right?
Not at all. But there's some pretty interesting theories out there. One popular one is the residual energy theory.
Residual energy. Sounds intense. What's that all about?
Basically, it suggests that strong emotions, especially those tied to trauma or sudden death, they can kind of leave an imprint on a location.
Like an energetic echo.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine a traumatic event happening, and the energy from that event gets embedded in the environment. Years later, someone passes through that same spot and might unknowingly tap into that residual energy.
And experience it as a ghostly apparition.
Right, it's like a ghostly recording stuck on replay.
That's a bit creepy, but also kind of fascinating. Like we're leaving little pieces of ourselves behind wherever we go.
That's a whole other deep dive we could do sometime, the energy we leave behind.
I'm in. But for now,
Hmm.
let's stick with the phantom hitchhikers. What about people who see these stories as more symbolic? What are their explanations?
Well, another school of thought suggests that these stories are tapping into our collective subconscious, our deepest fears and anxieties.
Death, the unknown, the afterlife. Makes sense that those themes would manifest in spooky stories.
Especially the image of a shadowy figure appearing on a lonely road at night. It's like the ultimate embodiment of the unknown.
So you're saying these stories might be more about our psychology than actual ghosts?
It's a possibility. Maybe these stories are a way for us to process our fears about mortality loss, all those big questions we grapple with.
Even if that's true, it doesn't make the stories any less chilling.
Not at all. They still get under our skin. Make us think twice about picking up hitchhikers.
Speaking of chilling,
Ah.
I know you've got some seriously spooky cases lined up for us. Cases that have become legendary in the paranormal world. Let's get into specifics.
All right. Let's start with one of the most famous cases in the U.S., Resurrection Mary from Chicago.
Resurrection Mary. I think I've heard of this one. Fill me in.
The story revolves around a young woman, often seen wearing a white dress, who appears near Resurrection Cemetery. Drivers offer her a ride, but she vanishes as they approach the cemetery gates.
Wait, so there have been multiple sightings of her, not just one-off stories.
Oh, yeah. Numerous sightings have been reported over decades, which makes you wonder why this particular story has stuck around for so long. What makes it so captivating?
It's like the story itself has become a phantom haunting Chicago. But Resurrection Mary isn't the only hitchhiking phantom with a dedicated following, right?
Absolutely not. While she might be the most famous American case, there are equally chilling examples from other parts of the world, like the Uniondale hitchhiker from South Africa.
Uniondale Hitchhiker. Tell me more.
This story dates back to 1968 when a woman named Maria Rue died in a car accident near the town of Uniondale.
1968. Wow. That's
Oh.
not ancient folklore. That's relatively recent.
Yeah, it makes it all the more eerie. And what's even creepier is that since Maria's death, numerous drivers have reported picking up a young woman who looks exactly like her. She's friendly, chatty, but always disappears mid-ride.
Just poof, gone.
Gone. And often there's a sudden chill or a drop in temperature right when she vanishes.
Okay, that's just straight up spooky. Those sensory details make it so much more real. Like you can almost feel the cold air yourself.
It makes you wonder if those sensations are part of the residual energy, a way for these spirits to make their presence known beyond just appearing.
It's like they're reaching out to us, trying to communicate. Okay, I'm officially spooked. What other cases do you have for us?
Well, let's head over to England, specifically Bluebell Hill, where drivers have reported encountering the Lady in White.
Lady in White, another vanishing hitchhiker.
Yep, she's often seen wearing a wedding dress and is believed to be the spirit of a bride who died in a car crash on that very road.
A wedding dress. That's just heartbreaking. It adds a whole other layer of sadness to the story.
It really does makes you think about the life that was lost, the dreams that were never fulfilled.
As we're going through these cases, I'm noticing some patterns.
Yeah.
These encounters often happen late at night on deserted roads, and there are often reports of cold spots or sudden temperature drops. Why is that? Is it just part of the spooky storytelling, or could there be something more to it?
It's like those elements, the darkness, the isolation, they kind of amplify the spookiness. Set the stage for a truly unsettling experience.
Right, like they're all part of the recipe for a good ghost story.
Exactly. And then there's the timing. Why late at night? Well, some believe that the veil between the worlds is thinner at night, making it easier for spirits to cross over.
Ooh, spooky.
Others say it's just because our senses are heightened in the dark. We're more likely to misinterpret things, see things that aren't really there.
I know, I'm definitely more jumpy at night. But you're saying it could also be something more? Something inherent to the nature of these spirits?
Right. Some researchers believe those environmental factors might actually be clues to the paranormal itself. Maybe these spirits can only manifest under certain conditions, or maybe they're trying to communicate something through those changes in temperature or by appearing at specific times.
It's like they're using the environment as a tool to get our attention.
Exactly. It's a fascinating thought.
So we've got all these theories, these chilling cases. But the big question remains, are phantom hitchhikers real ghosts? Or are they figments of our imagination?
That's the beauty of it. We don't have a definitive answer, and that's okay. These stories invite us to consider different possibilities, explore the mysteries of the world, and maybe even question our own perceptions of reality.
I love that. It's not about finding all the answers, it's about embracing the unknown. The unexplained makes you think twice about who you might pick up on that late-night drive, doesn't it?
It does. The next time you find yourself on a deserted road late at night, you might just hesitate before offering a stranger a ride.
Or maybe you'll be brave enough to roll down the window and see who's out there.
If you do, let us know how it goes.
I think I'll stick to listening to these stories from the comfort of my own home. But in all seriousness, it's amazing how these stories, whether they're ancient legends or modern-day encounters, they continue to capture our imaginations. They tap into something primal, something that makes us question the nature of life, death, and what might lie beyond.
It speaks to the power of storytelling and how certain themes like the Phantom Hitchhiker transcend time and culture. They resonate with us on a deep level. Remind us that there's still so much we don't understand about the world.
And for those of us who love a good ghost story, that's a pretty exciting thought. A huge thanks to all of you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of phantom hitchhikers. We've explored the origins of the legend, the different variations, the possible explanations, and even some truly chilling real-life encounters.
Be sure to check out the show notes for links to more information on the cases we discussed. And for some further reading on the topic, you might be surprised by what you discover.
And until next time, keep your eyes on the road, your wits about you, and don't let the Phantom Hitchhikers bite.